Hey everyone, this podcast is coming to you from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. You can support this show and our larger efforts to build a leftist community through podcasting over at patreon.com/psychic dolphin garage. That's patreon.com/PSYCHICDOLPHIN garage, which is spelled like it sounds. Oh, no, have you seen that fucking video of the unicorn Poutine? Like,
yes,
Canada should apologize for that. I understand. I understand that it was made in the United States, but still, the inspiration came from across the border. You know, this.
We have it in Toronto. It's actually in Toronto.
So
it's
like the Starbucks like rainbow. Is it like the Starbucks rainbow frappuccino?
It is. It is.
Well, yeah, and apparently it doesn't taste at all like any different than normal poutine. So it doesn't. Yeah, it just looks sickening. It looks like it looks like a dessert, and then it's like it's salty. Ugh.
It looks like when you go take a shit later, your shit is rainbow colored.
Oh, I wonder if it would. I wonder if it would be like that.
They have like an ice cream place here that does like sea salt flavor and stuff, and they have this like black vanilla bean ice cream, and it's black, and you shit black when you're done.
Ewy.
And it's like, that wasn't really worth it.
It's the most unnecessary food. Like this is like peak late capitalism food. Like it serves absolutely no purpose.
You can take good pictures of it and then get your numbers from people clicking the button go up.
I guess
then you get serotonin. Your brain gives you the good chemical.
But but like I mean, if I saw someone like post that, I'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like like you're putting this into your body.
Yeah, I like too that in the first I fucking found a thing on BlogTO of like the first picture on the article is just the poutine sitting there in its fucking box with a can of Fanta next to it, and like I can't think of like a more gross combination than like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have this like heavy, salty, savory thing with just some fucking strawberry Fanta.
Poutine is basically like the best example of how Quebec does not really have any culture, and it's just kind of a mishmash of things.
Yeah, they don't deserve rights. Simple as. They're just like gamers.
Well, yeah, I mean they're supposed to be French, and like this culture of like food, and then the best shit they could come up with was just like throwing fucking cheese on fries.
It was like drunk food, basically.
Yeah, it's basically drunk or stoner food. You're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna eat right now.
I got some fucking cheese curds in the fridge. Fuck it, gravy.
I mean, they literally sell cheese curds out there at convenience stores, like at the front counter, like beside the gum and everything. There's just like sweaty bags of cheese curds for your commute.
Rules.
Yeah, it's considered a staple.
Ugh.
See, this is the type of food that y'all can fucking eat when you have healthcare in your country. Not that it stops most Americans, but like.
Well, I was going to say Texas is also known for being pretty epic on the food front.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's just because we believe in culling the weak. Like.
If it's edible, we'll deep fry it. If it's not edible, we'll deep fry it till it is.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm one of your co-hosts, Kelton. You can find me on Twitter at SexConfetti. Joining me today is my good buddy Zach. How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic today. I've had a lovely weekend, and I'm so happy to be surrounded by all of you here in this podcast while I'm alone in my room. Especially Bo, who is also with us today.
Hi, hello. Yes, it's funny you say surrounded, because almost I would say we're more in a round shape, a circle, perhaps, because we are joined by some of the lovely folks from Drum Circle Jerk. That was such a fucking ham-handed.
Hello there. How are you guys doing? What's this podcast about?
Hey, a boot.
Okay, that's the episode. We got the Canadian quota in. Cut print podcast.
Yeah,
folks.
no, it's been great having y'all here. Got anything to plug? Okay, cool.
Bye. I'll edit that out to be in a fucking hour long or whatever.
The chopped and screwed version of a podcast.
Yes, thank you for having us, guys. We're excited to chop it up with some Texans.
Hell yeah, y'all. Wait, can y'all both give me a quick y'all real quick, just for posterity's sake?
Do you want us to do Texas face while we do it?
No. It's cool. A Texan said I could say it. So.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is Eytan, y'all. I can't even say my name.
Yeah, but if you're
Perfect.
Canadian, it's hey, this is Eytan, eh? So
Yeah.
Boo.
listen, we have stereotypes in this international broadcast. Okay, come on now.
Yeah.
We're coming together through the love of stereotypes.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is basically just foreplay for the next War of 1812.
War of 1812 reference. I like it.
Timely.
didn't we-
I'm
timely.
really hitting all the bases.
We're going to burn down the White House again.
Thank God.
Yeah, actually, that would be pretty dope right now.
Yeah, I guess
I mean,
if you
don't-
burn down
don't
the
threaten
White
me with
House,
a good time. Come on.
yeah, if you burn down the White House, we'll finally have a flaming hot Cheeto. Ha ha. Resistant libs. Yeah,
Hashtag resistance.
that's right.
And we're gonna do it in blackface just to really fuck with you guys.
In our traditional war blackface.
My father did blackface. My grandfather did blackface.
Funny enough, they were also all prime ministers.
Yeah. Well, it's very prime ministerial to do blackface in our culture.
Yeah.
Of course.
Literally, an oligarch you can do blackface and get away with it.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. My father, who did blackface, said it was okay to do blackface. I'm not appropriating anything.
You inherited the past, yeah.
Well, it's part of my culture. It's part of the culture, you know. So that would be really like repressing me if I couldn't do blackface. So
Yeah.
when you think about it,
All right, what else? Fucking Boston Pizza, Molson, yada yada yada. Okay, cool. We've worked all through,
Yeah.
through all that.
there we
cool.
go. That's all Canada's about.
Yes.
Just say all the
Kelton, what housekeeping crap do we have this week?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, as always, if people want to hang out with us on the Discord, there's always fun shit happening there. In fact, if Zach or I seem cold and distant, much like how we treat our partners, it's actually just because we're dealing with a online NBA fantasy draft right now. So we're currently bickering amongst ourselves in other channels. So I'm sure if those chats get leaked out, we'll both be canceled, but it's worth it.
I've seen those DMs. They are rife with sexual tension. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. The other big thing is that we're doing a quest for 100 iTunes reviews. Once we hit 100, we're going to be doing a T-shirt giveaway. Me and Bo are working on the designs right now. In fact, we have a review of the week. It comes from Skedaddle16, who says, big fan of the pod, just here to support the guys get to 100, which is a 100 emoji, iTunes reviews. So go ahead, leave us a 5-star review. We'll read it out loud, one a week. We'll get to them. Just please try and limit the slurs, though, to Irish, Italian, German, Slav. Are there any appropriate Canadian slurs that we can use that y'all will give us the okay to use?
Fuck, I'm trying to think. I guess hoser.
That was what popped into my head. I didn't want to be the one to say the H word first.
Yeah, the H word.
Especially not with a hard R.
Yeah, you
this,
fucking hose us. Yeah, no, it's okay.
Oh no.
All my hosers in the place.
So this competition is open. Is open to Canada. I can get myself in there.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, by all means, yeah. Fucking, you leave a review from goddamn Antarctica, and we'll figure out a way to ship you. A
not Alaska though. We don't fuck with
no,
that.
fuck Alaska. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alaska knows what it did.
it's gonna be brutal. They know what happened. Fucking goddamn Northmen trying to
Australia,
claim the real estate.
Atlantica, Australia. Wait,
Atlantica.
Atlantica, Atlanta/Atlantis.
Oh my god, I would love that.
It's like an underwater
That's
Atlanta.
an old Futurama joke. No, don't fucking give me credit for that. That's me fucking halfway through a bottle of wine tripping over my words is all that is.
Welcome to Sea Peaches from Atlantica. That's fine.
Atlantica, Alanis Morissette.
It's all coming together.
The river she
ironic?
cried drowned the city. Thus the myth began.
Eytan thought he might have said that she was Canadian and she wasn't. And he would have been appropriating Alanis Morissette.
We don't want to steal Canadian valor here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course.
Well, cool.
Yeah, no, I mean,
how do we transition into talking about the fucking what's on the list here?
no.
I know. We
It's
got a podcast to make here.
Yeah,
being serious about it all.
we're on a tight podcast deadline,
Yeah.
which I have respected in the past.
Yeah, well,
Just
I
to
mean,
completely break the fourth wall, we're totally down with some American politics talk because Canadian politics are fucking boring as shit.
No. Actually, so we've got this whole docket written out. It's actually a smokescreen. We're just here to talk about crack smoking mayors.
yeah,
Oh.
The Ford boys.
that's all we
RIP.
actually care about, you know.
Yeah, we just poured out some maple syrup for the party.
To a real
Lost
one.
Soldiers. Yeah.
Oh, that was the most exciting fucking period of politics ever in all of Canada, not even just Toronto.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That put Canada on the map. Yeah.
Really let people know what's what, you know. Just
When I left a Ford protest, I had to take a cab to work really quickly, and I got into it with the cab driver because he was like, "Hey, what were you up to?" And he ended up calling me a communist. Yeah, for protesting the crack smoking mayor. So that was interesting.
Well, smoking crack isn't good praxis. So.
yeah, believe it or not, it's not the crack smoking that we had the issue with. It's the person doing the crack smoking. We refuse to succumb to such identity politics as who does or does not smoke crack.
Yeah, I mean, it's not his fault. It's a drug issue. So it would be wrong of us to attack him for that. Not for just being a bumbling idiot that would just kind of what was the actor that died also of what's his face? The
Philip
fucking,
Seymour Hoffman?
Yes. No.
Hell yeah. I know my
Chris
fat white guy
Farley.
actors.
He was just basically Chris Farley, as a mayor.
Oh yeah.
Just flailing around. There was a footage of him knocking people down in the council chamber. Just fucking,
It's good to know that his brother who remains in politics is so much has his shit together.
Oh yeah, well he's giving us buck of beer. He's dismantling our prized social programs. He's got it going.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He rode his brother's coattails. He took over his mayoral campaign when he died. He basically married his fucking wife after he died and took over.
Well, I mean,
That's what being a good Christian means.
Yeah, he absorbed his powers.
divorce your first wife, marry your brother's wife. That's the
As
way
a
to do it.
tribute. It's the honorable thing to do.
He's just wearing a Rob Ford fucking Leatherface mask, just up there on stage, fucking. Yeah.
Crack smoking Leatherface for mayor.
Shit, I would vote for crack smoking Leatherface. 100. I mean, fucking it's October. It's spooky out.
It is
Why
spooky.
not?
It's very spooky vibes.
Yeah.
I'm sick to death, by the way, of seeing people trying to make spooky or spoopy a trend on Twitter everywhere.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
they
that's
do
good.
here,
Everyone's-
isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Everyone's names are all spooky versions of their names.
Yeah. I sweatily start adjusting my Twitter handle. Yeah, those people fucking suck. Yeah.
Yeah, with their pumpkin emojis
You're
and their ghost emojis.
You're not spooky. Me.
Yeah, I am decidedly not scary.
Me, but spooky. The friendly spooky.
Spooky confetti works.
Yeah.
Yeah, the previous generation is oh, so they can use that word. Okay. But when I use the other ones, that's when I get in trouble.
No,
Gotcha.
there actually has been discourse about that, which I think largely has resulted in people saying, "Oh yeah, probably just dropping the Y is not a good idea." So that has been one hurdle we've crossed at least.
I guess if we had to pick, though, one candidate who would change their Twitter username to something spooky, really jump on that trend. Do we think that it would be Buttigieg or Gabbard?
I mean, Pete Buttigieg. It writes itself.
I
really.
I know.
Yeah. Tulsi Coward. I don't fucking.
Tulsi Coward.
I don't know.
No.
Yes. That's very spooky.
Yeah.
Those spooky cowards, those scary cowards that are coming at you.
Yeah, the fucking I don't know if y'all caught it, but because I certainly didn't, because I mean, fuck that. At this point, there's already been too many fucking debates, and we're not even in the actual election year yet. But yeah,
we have nothing else to do, Bo.
All right. Some of us have a lot of masturbating to do, so get off my back.
I did the proper Canadian thing and watched the last debate. Well, for like the first half hour, and it was very interesting. I was like, why does what's her face, Amy Klobuchar, even exist? Like, what is the point of Amy Klobuchar? Like, you could just have like a piece of wood, like just stand for election, and it would have the same effect. Like, she's like, I don't want to change anything. I don't want to do anything. Like, it's kind of it's an interesting energy that she gives off.
She really wants people to think back and be like, man, I guess Hillary Clinton really was charismatic.
Yes.
Yeah. Amy Klobuchar's there, so all the people that base their politics off of Parks and Rec and like think that's a good thing can just like be like, yeah, that's who I'm voting for. And
like, it's a woman.
Their fucking programming doesn't kick in, and they just start killing people.
I'm still waiting for her to announce the secret code, and that's when every wine mom suddenly rises up after the yellowtail that's been microdosed.
Well, exactly. It's yellowtail with like nanobots in it that infiltrate your brain.
She's the Russian agent, though, isn't she?
No, that's Tulsi's the Russian agent. According to
keep up
Hillary,
it's like fucking Game of Thrones, man. Your election, I can't.
Yeah, there's too many characters. Nobody gets what it's about, and I can't stand watching it.
I love that Hillary.
You want to fuck
dragons.
so many of the characters secretly deep down inside, but it's not
You're
woke
like-
to admit it. Apparently,
Yeah.
But like, I guess Hillary's going full boomer and just saying everyone is a Russian agent. She's going full conspiracy theory now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good look for sure.
I wish the Russians would intervene in our election.
Yeah, we're not even important enough that we're like looking at you longingly, like being like, I wish Putin would pay attention to us. You know?
Senpai Putin just like leaving Canada on red.
No, really all it is Canada's just as cold, so Putin doesn't give a shit. Putin just wants to chill out in Florida or something, Just really kick back, soak in some rays.
What's
Once
that?
he gets Alaska, like he's right there.
Yeah.
You're
there
just
can see it from the
encouraging
fucking-
him to
Yeah,
get
exactly.
Canada because that's a baby. Get Alaska because that's a baby step towards Canada. Like I see your game. Be like, listen, while
This
you're
game of
here,
Risk, sucks.
Yeah, that's like inviting him over and being like, you left your jacket here, Putin. Oh, while you're here, you want to stay, maybe have some dinner?
Yeah, it's all a whole. I forget the word. Okay,
A ruse?
A ruse. Yes.
Yeah. It's a bit. Putin's doing it for the bit.
Yeah, he's just doing it. He's trolling. He's like just fucking. It's all been for the lulz the entire time.
Fucking tanks roll up out of the sea into Anchorage, and Putin's on one of them. Just guess I can't help being a Scorpio. Yeah.
We have to look up what his sign is.
Yeah, shit. Actually, let's do that real quick.
Yeah,
here.
as if,
We gotta know what he's
like
bringing.
he would give us his actual birth date, Like,
Yeah.
He picked it. His his like official birth date is a sign that's like the most like
Macho.
vital. Yeah, macho.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know enough about astrology, but I'm assuming that's probably the sword, which is definitely a sign.
I mean, as a
Totally.
Pisces, I can say that the Pisces is the most masculine, right?
Oh,
Right?
Is he a Scorpio? Yes, he's an October baby. Is that Scorpio?
Holy shit! I called it.
Wow,
Offering
you got it.
Canada
Wow, he
up
is
as
giving
his
that.
like 45th birthday present.
I don't know.
it's Libra.
No, he's a Libra actually. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. You can tell that we really base our our lives around astrological signs.
Absolutely,
You know,
yeah.
yeah, I really
no, that's
have-
why we record this podcast on Sundays, because otherwise the fucking vibes would just be way off.
Well,
Because
yeah,
the vibes
like,
are so good, generally.
oh yeah. Well, Mercury is like currently receding. I don't know even what the fucking language is.
Retrograde?
Yeah, it's in Gatorade. Mercury's in Gatorade.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke.
This is Libra profile.
I mean,
yeah,
knowing
fucking-
PepsiCo or whichever fucking company owns Gatorade, they probably do have mercury in it. So
It'll be fine. I
it's
don't know.
electrolytes, okay?
Yeah, it's just more electrolytes.
What plants need.
All the metal helps your blood move quicker, or something like that.
My favorite thing, by the way, before I forget, from the Democratic debates, wasn't anything that happened.
Right, that's what we were talking
yeah.
about.
Well, I mean, before we go completely off the rails and into much, much better conversations, my favorite thing about the debate didn't actually happen in the debate. It was a commercial that occurred in between rounds, so to speak, and it was from the Ron Reagan Atheist Foundation. So Ronald Reagan's liberal son is just like, by the way, there is no God. Help us support separation of church and state. And the entire thing really was screaming of essence, like, fuck you, Dad. Fuck you, Dad, so hard.
It reminds me a lot of, I mean, I feel like it happens every couple, if not every Super Bowl, where there's a fucking Scientology ad. Like, it had a similar vibe, you know?
Oh, no, it's definitely a front for something. We just don't know what quite yet, you know?
Yeah. Or it's just, again, like,
These commercials sound
this
fucking
dude needs
sick,
therapy.
guys. Why do we get these in Canada? This is bullshit.
Yeah, America's wild.
Okay, yeah, but for every one of these, we've got 10 fucking $5 foot long ads. So be careful what you wish for.
Well, we only get the $5 foot long ads, and we don't get the crazy shit. Like,
Yeah, so maybe y'all can tell us exactly what's happening in Canada, because I'm a dumb American, and so when Dumb Bitch Media and Liv Fannin talked with Dumb and Awful, they touched a little bit about Canadian politics, but even that's now wildly outdated because now there are protesters wearing blackface to fight Justin Trudeau. So what's going on there? Because it seems like Canada's gotten really cool all of a sudden.
well, we might have an election happening tomorrow. So that's kind of in the news. And,
actually,
I think
by
it's
the
'cause-
time this comes out, it'll actually have been yesterday. There was an election.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Who
yeah.
do you
so
want to shout out
yesterday-
and congratulate for the victory, I guess?
Well, I mean, we want Jagmeet to win. We're as good social democrats. We want the NDP, which is like the more leftist party, because we have more than two parties here.
Wait, slow down.
I know it's crazy.
There are
It's
numbers
crazy.
bigger than 2?
That sounds undemocratic
numbers.
to me personally.
It's exciting in a way. Like it does, kind of spice up our election because we literally have basically a bunch of third party type candidates like fucking up shit for the main parties every election. But on that note, like it kind of ends the exact same way, which I think is why Canadians end up getting kind of bored by the election. Like it's a multi-party system, but really it's two major party systems similar to yours, but with a bunch of third parties propping up these major parties, because all the talk for the past week has been about like potential minority governments, because we have like parliament style European type shit, and it always ends with just like what coalitions are going to happen, and it just like is basically major parties sunning all the other parties. And it's been exciting because the Liberal Party has a bunch of parties, including the NDP and the Green Party, that they can use to prop themselves up. But the Conservatives this year have nobody, because they have the People's Party of Quebec, which is basically like, I guess the like completely outspoken and totally down to say all the racist shit that the Conservative Party is thinking version. Like it's a former Conservative representative who's formed his own party, and he has like massive signs of Quebec that say like vote People's Party if you're against mass immigration. So mostly it's been them using that party to show that they're not racist by like there's actually been a story recently that they hired some research firm to like create like woke Twitter accounts to expose how racist this group is. So yeah, I mean that's fucking our election in a nutshell.
I guess for our American listeners, that's the equivalent of when you'll see like Ted Cruz bashing on an open Nazi running as a Republican in Illinois, and you're like, oh, okay, this guy's almost basically a plant, or he serves the same function.
Yeah. Well, it's like, oh, they're just saying what we're actually thinking, but they're convenient. We can like actually use them as a scapegoat. No, I mean, the dynamic, it's definitely one that doesn't exist in the States, is that we have the potential, for a government that's formed to have two parties. And the chances are looking right now that it's going to be a, socialist, kind of Democrat, Liberal Party, which is the Democrats of Canada coalition. So we might actually be able to bring some change. We'll see. It's always, you always are like, oh, maybe something's going to change, and then it never changes anyway. Like we are pretty much like you guys. We just like the only achievement we have is universal health care. And then otherwise, we're pretty much as garbage as you guys are. Oh yeah, we have legal weed too, which is really a big deal.
Hell yeah, man! It's so dope.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, that was kind of what my line of thought was. I mean, what would you say is the chance of Trudeau getting knocked out in favor of Singh?
He's not at all. He's going to be the next prime minister again, which is going to be amazing, because it's like some guy did blackface like 3 times, and
he was a theater kid.
Oh,
he also, that we know of, and that he's like, there could be more. I love blackface.
I don't remember. I've done blackface too many times to remember.
His answer was like, I'm very enthusiastic about costumes, so I'm sorry.
Enthusiastic.
And But I mean, he'll probably be reelected as prime minister, which is nuts. But because it's the choices, I mean, it's because we're locked in this kind of two-party dynamic where the Canadian people, differently than like we have other parties, but we just can't conceive, like all our federal governments have only ever been formed of the two, our Republican and Democrat fucking Canadian knockoff versions. And
literally, it's the straight to DVD version.
Yeah, it is. It's like what Aladdin. It's like the Aladdin 2, or like whatever, like of political parties, and so it'll be the Liberals again. They pledged the last election that they were going to reform our electoral system, where we were going to get proportional representation, and then as soon as they won, it never happened.
Yeah, because we have a writing system here. Like it's very much. It's actually quite similar, I guess, to the it's the British system. So you kind of do have to strategically vote at the end of the day. And both me and Brice actually, as NDPers, strategically voted for Trudeau just to get Harper out, because it had been fucking 10 years at that point with his conservative government. And
I had totally forgot about Stephen Harper.
No, exactly. A lot of people do, because Trudeau just came in and started doing blackface,
doing his Trudeau shit. Yeah.
But and a lot of us, me and Brice specifically, but a lot of people ended up voting Liberal last time, because there was a quote unquote red wave. Was based on, well, a lot of people was based on weed, and I can't lie, that was also partially why I did it, but a lot of people a lot of people were doing it for this electoral reform, which would have solved this issue for this election, and also possibly secured a minority Liberal government, and they just saw the writing on the wall and never enacted on it, and did shit like announce a climate emergency and then fucking expand the Trans Mountain Pipeline like 2 days later. So
continue to shit on Indigenous people suck off oil companies, essentially. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was the big joke, while this election was happening, fucking Trudeau marched with Greta protesting, and it's like, but you're the prime minister. Like, who are you protesting against?
Yeah, you don't have to be out here walking. You can do shit, man.
You could just change the policy. You could actually literally pass laws and do something, but instead you're protesting yourself with Greta. He represents really the Obama type of Democrat, Hillary type of Democrat.
Yeah, totally. It's literally just a pretty face. Because what his involvement.
fucking
Yeah. No, he's still super hot. Don't get me wrong. He's a
Obama's
fucking
a
silver
snack.
fox.
Would
no
fuck.
question.
Yeah.
But,
And also, he's comfortable
my point
being
is-
Little Spoon. So, that's versatility that you need to look for.
Wait, let me just Google Barack Obama height.
Okay, I wasn't sure he's good.
Okay, yeah.
over there.
Okay, cool. No, 6'1". No, we can fit. We're a good fit. My point is though, fuck Trudeau. I guess is my point.
Yeah, fuck Trudeau. I mean, he's I mean, the idea of behind like his oil support is like, I mean, the way Canada is trying to position itself, like with Alberta,
Yeah.
and all the oil, they're like, it's woke oil. It's not. It's not from Saudi. It's not from the Middle East. This isn't war oil.
Oh
this
no,
isn't
I
blood.
remember that. Yeah.
This isn't blood
Yeah,
oil. Because they were trying also the pipeline in the States, right? Like they were trying to do that fucking thing.
Yeah. There was that ad campaign I think from a couple years ago.
Oh, they had
coming-
an ad campaign with you guys. Holy shit! Yeah.
No. I'm saying it was like out of like Edmonton or something. Where it was like lesbians are hot. In Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
they kill lesbians.
Yes.
Fucking yeah. It's the most ridiculous like ass backwards like 30 levels of
Well, this is
Yeah,
rainbow
shitty
capitalism.
marketing.
Your rainbow capitalism oil. You like?
Yeah, no,
related to
that's
that?
the thing. It's rainbow capitalism, but also like with like a weird like man cave horny angle to it, and it's just
Were
it's
the lesbians like
bewildering.
very? Were the lesbians very femme in the ad?
I don't think there were actually any women depicted.
Oh,
thank
no.
God.
It was just. Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like the idealized lesbians, not. Like,
Yeah, no. Literally, they probably couldn't find anyone to participate.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's just text. But yeah,
Tegan and Sarah, are they Canadian? Yeah, Eytan's trying to say,
fucking
but
beats me.
yeah, but well, yeah. Oh, they are. They are Canadian, and they're from Alberta. Are they pro oil?
That's what the fans
Oh,
really
that
want to
sucks.
know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's their stance on oil, on big oil? Yeah, but it's like oil, but now it's lesbian.
Yeah.
I
Man,
really
yeah.
prefer water-based products.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Yeah, no, I do like though being able to focus, if even briefly, because y'all's election cycle is not as just prolonged and crazy as ours is, on something that is not the American election cycle.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of foreplay in the American election that we just get right to it.
Yeah, no, that's
hop
respectable.
in.
Yeah.
Like it's where we get down to business. Like,
I mean,
we still get it done. Yeah.
It does blow my mind, though, that even with systems that can be so different in terms of its operation and wind up and the pageantry and all of that. And granted, there are a lot of similarities, but just how it always seems to boil down to the same general talking points. Like, did y'all see what Ed the Sock said on Twitter?
We try to ignore Ed the Sock, but maybe yeah. No, I mean I've seen. What's funny about Ed the Sock is he used to be like the exact opposite of what his Twitter persona is now, where he was just like really sexist and like
the original like edgelord basically.
Well, his creator actually accuses Triumph the Insult Dog of stealing the
his
idea.
bit.
Yeah, stealing his bit. But and he ran for the Conservative Party. The guy that's fisting the sock ran for the Conservative Party back in the day.
Well, I mean, granted, back in the day, though, like, you had to be a top if you were going to run in the Conservative Party, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I mean that's
They're much
it's
more
not
open these
gay.
days, yeah.
It's
That's-
not gay
that's-
if you're the top.
Yeah, that's Pete's whole
Yeah.
thing. That's why he's still running.
Well, yeah.
Did you see, by the way, the fucking like this is a total tangent, but he had some like event or contest to like, hey, hang out with my husband Chasen.
What?
What kind of fucking his husband's name is Chasen, which
Ed the Sock has
fucking-
come out as gay now.
no, I'm saying but a gig.
Oh,
Fucking,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
man,
okay. Yeah, I thought we were still
like-
talking about Ed the Sock. I was like, whoa, that's a hard turn.
Good for him. Glad you're feeling comfortable
Yeah.
about yourself. But you know,
He was just pretending. He was just pretending to just want to see titties for like the whole like first part of his existence.
No, yeah, I just find that so fucking funny that like he's continuing to like show his ass as like the most just dorky fucking person imaginable.
Yeah, Mayor Pete.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I only saw a little bit of the last debate, and he was just so like it's
trying to be the most boring mean girl that has ever existed.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Oh, it's sad. Like I mean, it's sad because like, I mean, you basically, it's like the illusion of choice. Basically, yeah, you have Bernie or you have everyone else. I mean, that's the way I see it. And like Pete, yeah, it's like basically he's just like, I'm gay.
I don't know. I mean, the whole election cycle, especially in America, it really seems to be detracting from generalized headlines and of news of everything else that's going on in the world. Because, like, there's still other things somehow that exist outside of the gear up to the monthly or every other month election. And
You're shitting.
oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's not like Turkey's invading Syria right now or anything like
yeah.
that.
It's not like fucking there are like more and more fucking cities just burning as riots continue. Shout out to Santiago, Chile.
Oh yeah, big shout out. They're taking it like they're making us all. You know, like I feel like the one thing that we also share with the States is that we're complete bitch asses, and we.
Oh
like,
yeah, no,
do not-
we're wimps. Yeah.
Yeah, like we act like we're like the fucking best. We like think we're so great, and then like when it comes to getting shit done, we just we hide. We don't do anything.
I mean,
you know?
so to go back to the crass national stereotyping we've been doing for too long in this episode already. Are y'all familiar with the turn of phrase "Don't mess with Texas"?
Oh, very much so.
Originally, that is based on an anti-littering campaign for our highways. So that's about the level of badass we actually are versus the level of badass we present ourselves as.
Hey, buddy, don't throw your trash in a trash can, please. Thanks.
Not out the window of your moving vehicle, please.
I
We're
like the
bulls.
aggressiveness, though. The fact that it's just about littering. It's a very boomer meme. Like, if you try and take away my steak and chocolate milk, I will destroy you with my fucking M16 or whatever. And like, all we're saying is just don't throw your fucking McDonald's bag on the side of the highway. Nobody's messing with you.
I do appreciate because the Canadian version then would be like, I need that chocolate milk to save my son. You know, I'm a family man. That's why I want to do this. How dare
it's
the
like
state
big
tell me
government-
not to mess with it?
Yeah, big government's trying to take the chocolate milk out of your kid's mouth. You know?
Coming in there, putting their fingers in our children's mouths, taking the chocolate milk right out.
Yeah, like stopping them from suckling at the teat of chocolate milk.
Just to go back to Ed the Sock, like the whole chocolate milk thing with Sheer is exemplary of how like fucking no-name, lame milquetoast version our conservative party is compared to like your guys Republicans, because Ed the Sock has actually made him like angry, which I didn't know until I read your guys' docket and kind of looked into it, because I knew he came back, but I didn't know he was this involved. But supposedly like conservative party spokespersons have had to comment about the sock. Like, I have a quote here from the Now magazine. So, conservative party spokesperson Corey Hahn expressed dismay when he was asked to comment on whether the tweets from Ed the Sock had been part of a coordinated campaign. His quote: "I just honestly don't know what I could possibly say about a literal sock puppet. Twitter is not real life." So it's like it's upset them. Like they've had to. They've had to. Brock Harrison of his communications department called Ed the Sock Justin Trudeau's most enthusiastic social media mouthpiece. Jesus Christ! Like,
I mean, he's a sock puppet. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I like that they're like, yeah, let's like validate this like literal like this piece of clothing that is just like has some guy's hand up it as if like it has its own consciousness and like and will.
his Catherine Marshall, a prominent conservative commentator, weighs in. and she basically is commenting about how like she isn't sure if she can actually sue a sock puppet, so she doesn't know how to comment about the situation.
But I'll find a way, by God. We'll go through the courts if we have to.
That's as spicy as it gets here in Canada.
Yes, who could ever forget the case of Danning versus Alberta, in which it was found out that a jacket could be sued. Based on this premise, Your Honor, I would like to say that we should persecute this sock to the utmost abilities that we have.
And even on that note, like yesterday there was a Andrew Scheer conservative rally, and he's talking about a few like recent Trudeau scandals that I won't get into, and he's talking about how when he gets powered, they'll investigate it, very Trump-like, and a fucking lock him up chant started, and fucking Scheer is such a pussy that he told them to stop, and he said, no, we're not going to lock him up, we're going to get to the bottom of this.
And then lock him up. Ultimate term.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean that, like, not to fucking, at least ostensibly in the lock her up original, the A side there.
Yeah.
Fucking, there is some intimation of legal process.
Yeah, I mean,
so to have to couch that, yeah.
Yeah, no, Trudeau has done absolutely nothing illegal, but they just want to lock him up. Like like they also just couldn't come up with their own fucking bit, like their own material. But I mean, that's that's what we do here.
Them, wannabe MAGA chuds.
Yeah. So I mean, if Ed the Sock is criticizing them, then it's. But yeah, no, it's fucked up. Like it's this like kind of baby Republican shit that we get here, and
it's okay. Y'all will grow into it. All right, you're just getting your sea legs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might be more like. So you guys hail from like the most like known as the most conservative place in America.
Yeah. I mean, we're not necessarily the most, but like we're the loudest about it, I guess.
Who's saying they're more conservative than we are? Huh? Yeah. Huh? I bet they're Muslim.
No, exactly. Like we're the loudest about being shitty. Yeah.
And hey, we've also had our own we've also gone through the experience of having our own puppet guy. Jeff Dunham is born in Dallas, Texas. So.
Oh fuck, that's terrifying.
Oh shit,
that sucks.
I wonder if he was before Ed the Sock, and then that's like that's the genesis,
Ed
the
Sock
history
is
of
his escaped puppet.
Yes. Yes, and went to Canada.
I'm picturing there being like some shitty open micer in the 80s being like, what would be fucking hilarious? Like if people were to use like dumb little hand puppets and tell jokes. And then 3 people in that room were like, I'm going to make a career out of this.
That's cool, Jerry.
Well, one of the most famous comedians of the time was fucking smashing watermelons and shit on stage.
Yeah, I mean, the 80s were a special time. Yeah, it was either like you like had you were a prop comic, or you just looked at things and you were like, what's the deal with like beer cans? That's literally what I'm looking at right now because we're crushing some beers, but that's how original I am.
Hell yeah.
Praxis.
Yeah, and those same comedians are now being mad that they can't make it in today's society because it's all too PC. Not the fact that their tired observational stick has been replaced by every white girl on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Twitter basically took over comedy.
Yeah, or at least the hashtag relatable style comedy.
Yes. One thing, about our Canadian personality is that we think that we're above you guys, like not just like physically. But,
I was about to say, I mean, the American public school education system is awful, but I do think Canada is above us.
Yes, but in a lot of ways, like the big thing that we did was public health care, and beyond that, like we're just as prone to all the terrible shit.
We actually treated our indigenous people worse than you guys for longer somehow.
Yeah,
we closed our last residential
schools are going. I mean,
please.
Yeah, this is we're it's a dick measuring contest on how terrible we
how evil you can be. Yeah.
How evil we can be. How bad is our history?
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean yeah.
No, what it tends to do, but it's more dangerous, I feel like, than in the States because, we think we're so fucking great. and that we're so progressive, and even like the stereotypes of us are that we're progressive. Like even in your media, it's like, oh, look at Canada, this like kind of
These
socialized
Canadian libs, yeah.
Yeah, but we're not. And like, I mean, look at the politicians that we've elected. Like, you know, we got crack smoking Chris Farley. We have fucking former hash dealer. Former hash dealer, and then tough on crime brother Doug.
I mean, to go back, I mean, again, like y'all had fucking Steve Harper as your PM for you know,
the most dead-eyed ghoul that you could ever fucking imagine.
Yeah, he's not even charismatic. He's like a Canadian Ted Cruz. Well, Ted Cruz is a Canadian Ted Cruz. That's the through line on this episode.
Yeah, thanks for him, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for that, assholes.
That's a Canadian style, is dead-eyed. You know,
lock him up.
For that.
Who's
Sorry.
with me? Lock him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, he should answer for the crimes of his father, the Zodiac killer. So,
yeah, I forget what the
Assassinate Lincoln.
in Texas there was a joke that was about, you know, when Cruz and Trump were squaring off about how, don't think of it as voting for Ted Cruz. Think of it as voting really, really against JFK.
Or is it pronounced? Is it pronounced?
Yeah.
Jif?
Name of Jeff.
It's
I'm
Goofs.
so sorry.
Thank you very much.
Jif.
wait, it's not a hard J, so it's like Gifka. It's
That's
Jif-
yeah. That's
If you want to be a real hipster, it's Jifka.
You've heard of brutalist architecture. Now wait for brutalist pronunciation. Jufka.
Yeah, that will be the new trend. Is we just like pronounce fucking like what's it called, like the acronyms. Yeah.
Just full on. Yeah. That's the new millennial thing. We're all saying LOL and Lamau. Let's just fucking every acronym is just a word now. Yeah.
Especially when they're all consonants. Yeah, the NDP or NIPT. No, we're definitely a pro. We're pro Jagmeet. He's, you know, but we don't know. I mean, the thing about the NDP is that they'll never form a government, or at least right now don't have a realistic chance of forming a government. So they can basically say whatever fucking shit they want, and they know that they're never going to be really held accountable for it. Like barring a kind of Trumpian miracle where like all the polls are saying like it's never going to happen. They'll like
Just out of nowhere, boom,
they win, a majority somehow. But yeah, it's kind of like you can like Borg just like cosplay or like LARP as like as a socialist with them and like vote for them, and then it never happens, and then you're like, well, I did it though, at least. Like,
yeah, give it a shot. Yeah. Yep.
But it's I mean just like every other election, unfortunately, I the risk and what it's looking like right now is that it's just gonna end up more of the same.
Yeah, Trudeau stays in office just long enough for his heir to inhabit the throne. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Who will be invested in blackface? In the great family tradition.
The coronation ceremony, as Trudeau, as Justin Trudeau transfers his crown to whatever shitty kid he's making the next PM.
He will,
they
will decorate him in the traditional blackface.
The traditional like shitty. I don't know if y'all have them up there, but spirit Halloween stores that populate every like dead mall every October.
Oh yes, we have them. Yes.
Okay, good. The darkest makeup they have there, he baptizes his child in.
We were saying that he had to raid all those stores and get all the multi-packs, you know, just so he can get that real dark color.
Because he went full body blackface. Like
that's gonna be expensive. Like shit.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like his dick was like in blackface. Like that's very problematic what I said. But
I think that would if that were the case, that would be very revealing of the psychosexual portrait of Justin Trudeau. Yeah.
He's like, honey, can you get my back in blackface? I can't reach that part.
Yeah, it turns out my blind spots aren't racist enough for a change. Yeah. No, shit. I mean, I would to draw yet another fucking half-baked comparison of mine between Canadian and U.S. politics. I mean, that's kind of like what it feels like with literally all of the Democratic contenders now, because of course we want like somebody who's gonna get in there and make a change for literally not even just the better, but the not worse at this point. So I mean, yeah, that'd be great, but also they've been fucking running around like chickens with their heads cut off for the past 4 years at this point almost, and it's not looking great.
well, yeah, and I feel like what is like it's almost like the design of your political system means that even if someone say Bernie's elected, like ideal situation, he's going to be unable to do anything because of all the checks and balances. You got a Supreme Court that's like stacked super right wing right now. And despite the best of intentions, it's the Republicans are just going to grind everything down as they always do, and it's just going to be more of the same. It's by design. No, it's
exactly
like the other side is doing whatever the fuck they want, like whatever they can do, and they're playing dirty. And like to have someone being like, well, I'm upholding whatever kind of
the dignity of the
office.
Process, yeah.
Meanwhile, these guys are dunking on you like fucking
these actual like troglodytes who to return to the Fords to the lovely Ford brothers. These literal like crack smoking maniacs who all they have going for them is we're gonna make beer cost $1 to maybe overly extend that metaphor. Basically, what is Trump if not a third Ford brother? I don't know if they got more brothers. I don't know if
they have the son of the original of Doug Ford, Rob Ford. See, I get them mixed up because they're
Rob Ford Sr.
Rob Ford Sr. Is now a Toronto City Councilor. So they're creating a dynasty, a beautiful dynasty of
absolute boys,
of absolute lads.
Like Saturdays for the boys, as they say.
I mean, there's a major difference between both of them in that Trump is invited to Little Girl Island, and I don't think the Fords are even cracking that guest list.
They were so nasty that even pedophiles don't want to hang out with them. Yeah,
they were like, they just ruined the vibe. They're like,
wait, how do I work Drake into this joke?
I mean, it's so easy. He's
Drake went to the.
He's grooming little girls.
Oh yeah, because isn't he like trying to groom like that girl from Stranger Things?
From the Stranger, yeah. No,
yeah.
It's like what I used to. I mean, fucking call me out here because I do have trash taste generally, but I used to be a Drake sad boy. Listening to fucking.
We are Drake sad boys. It's okay.
Yeah, like we're from Toronto. You can't not like.
You
Drake.
can't not be a Drake sad boy. Yeah. You've got to. If you leave the house not wearing a Raptors jersey, you get your ass beat. I understand. Yeah. But fucking like some of those songs, I was like, yeah, dude, this guy gets me. And then like it was like revealed that he's a nonce, and I'm like, oh no, cool, just no fucking that's about a 13-year-old, I guess. Great. Can't like this song anymore. That's ruined.
I mean, I guess the worst thing about our election is we haven't heard from Drake at all. His voice would ring the loudest in the situation.
If Drake came out in support of one candidate, Toronto would vote for that candidate. That's how sad the situation is.
That's the real compromising of morals moment for the NDP. Be like, all right, so he hasn't publicly supported us, but he has privately said that he would. Do we want this?
Well, they would want it if they got Drake's. Like, basically, it's to that level. Like Drake is the unofficial mayor of Toronto, and And like I'm always saying, like, I mean, there should be a flag that's either up or down, telling whether Drake is in town or not. Is Drake is in, like just to signal that Drake is in town, so that the public, the adoring public could know.
Attention, people of the GTA, Drake has left the building.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. But I feel like I don't know. Rihanna recently. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Rihanna recently followed Jagmeet Singh, So
Oh shit, that's cool. Yeah,
Do you think she's just confusing him for like a Saudi Arabian like fucking oil like guy or something?
Rihanna doesn't know what a Sikh person is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say earlier when we were talking about like the like woke ad campaign thing. Like, how many of the fucking people in that room were like, okay, so it's Jagmeet, sign. How do I say this? So you're Muslim, right? You know, it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's so fake woke that that it circles around to being actively racist again.
Well, did you guys see the dude who approached him in Quebec, like with insider tips, and was like, you know, if you take off that turban, you look more Canadian. And,
oh yeah.
And he was doing it from a place of like trying to help him, like he was like he was giving him insider tips, and Jagmeet was like, okay, bye, thank you.
No, I'm Sikh. That's not what we do, man. Jesus.
He's like, you would be way more fuckable if you took off your turban. Like,
he's pretty fuckable
like,
already.
yeah,
I mean, you know, not to get back into. I
is.
feel like a lot of this episode has been talking about which politics.
Okay, so
it's been a
Singh
fuck,
or
marry,
Trudeau.
kill.
All right.
well, it's
Singh,
it's
Trudeau,
what we do
Obama.
on-
All right.
Yeah, well, it's what we do on our podcast, so that we rate people. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
no, Singh's got that big dick energy. He looks good,
Yeah.
you know, and like, you know, we're ready for him to disappoint us with his pretty face, you know, in the grand tradition. You know, to wine and dine us and then just not call us the next day. as is the tradition.
Which sounds more like Justin, I guess.
Yeah, Justin would definitely do that. He would, like, tell us that we're so beautiful and, like, you know, make us feel cared for, and then, like, we would just text him and then, like, never reply. And then he would reply 2 weeks later and be like, what you doing?
At like 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
And we would respond back, of course.
Yeah, of course. No, Trudeau like just like leaves halfway through dinner for another date that he has deemed as more, fucking yeah.
You have oil.
He's like, I got Prime Minister like somewhere else. Like, sorry.
It's actually what Marvin's Room by Drake is about.
Yeah, it's about Trudeau.
I mean, it's been fascinating to deep dive into figuring out, you know, what all is going on in Canada, especially from the Canadian perspective, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because generally, I mean, I don't even think about anything north of like Oklahoma, maybe. So it's been good. Yeah.
Because like on the
Yeah.
global level, you know, like when LeBron James is speaking out against the NBA, you have Hong Kong protesters doing blackface and calling LeBron James certain gamer words.
Yeah.
You know,
Did that actually happen?
Oh yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
they
fuck.
started calling him some unprintable and unspeakable things, and then people were quickly going through like what the Washington Post had previously printed, and they're like, "All right, what words are they going to try and get away with?" And we found out the one word that they're not going to put into print. So it's just nice to see though that Canadian influence of blackface has spread so far. To inspiring these true patriots in Hong Kong,
I
right?
do want to say the only difference here between, you know, the U.S. and Canada is that well-known Canadian Ted Cruz is the one that has gone to Hong Kong. So,
Yes, that true punk rock rebel, right?
On the China and just sticking to the Toronto thing, supposedly there's a story going around here that there's some advocacy group that's supporting Hong Kong protests that's made like about 25,000 T-shirts that they're going to try and give out to every person attending the home opener on Tuesday before our ring ceremony. Yeah, that should be interesting. I don't know what I even want to say. I'm just adding this to the discourse, but just like
yeah.
Like didn't some people with Hong Kong signs get kicked out of like a 76ers game recently? Like that's I'm just curious what's going to happen with 20,000 people wearing these T-shirts.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole thing. They keep on popping up at various basketball games because they know that they'll get publicity, and it's a brilliant strategy on their part, and it has further complicated my opinion on China and Hong Kong and everything.
Oh yeah, well they're fucking up the NBA's bag in fucking China. Like,
yeah,
they're totally like, and then the NBA, and I love that the NBA that is like positioned itself kind of as like the woke league is now having to like step in shit like fucking football had to deal with, like political like just like dealing with this fucking terrible like this fucked up situation that it's like I'm damned. They're like, do I want money or do I want to like support, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about China, but I mean,
China's good no matter what. That's my take.
Yeah,
course,
well, you're a good tanky.
Yeah,
You're a good tanky. You're a good tanky. Okay.
I'm a principled tanky. There's no such thing as a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get letters. Do.
We just
Just
got
like
DM me
Eytan.
that is at Schnedwab on Twitter.
We just got
Yeah.
a
No,
letter.
but I think you do raise a good point by, especially with the stepping in shit turn of phrase. Like, these companies don't give a fuck about politics at all. Like, they're there to make money, and that so many of these fucking dinguses, both online and in person, are convinced, like, oh, like, this company's taking a side. It's like, no, they're not. They're trying to do what their team of analysts, determined. Like, they're the best analysts they could get within their budget determined, what is going to make them the most money in the long term, or even the short term. Like, there's no deeper fucking ideals behind it than that. They're non-ideological in the worst way.
Although I do actually think that this whole Hong Kong controversy kind of woke them up to their own bullshit. Like, I really genuinely think that, like, Adam Silver, LeBron, and the NBA, since getting into China, even though obviously their intention was like, holy shit, look at this fucking population, let's get in there. I really think that they tricked themselves into thinking, like, look, we're in China, we're bringing basketball, look at all these happy little Chinese faces with their basketball.
It's
like,
worldwide.
we're changing the world, bringing American values. Like, no, you're just having fucking glorified training camps out there. Like, you're not doing absolutely anything. And I really think that they woke up to this fact that maybe it's a problem that they've associated themselves so deeply with, an authoritarian regime. But up until this point, I don't think they really knew what was wrong with their actions,
Not to mention the fact they've already built in their exit strategy, because they're starting to explore the idea of doing games in India. And so,
Like, India's a democracy, right? They're like,
For now, I mean, if Modi doesn't,
yeah, exactly. They're like fucking Modi, please, fucking like,
please
don't
do
fuck
not
this
fuck
up.
this up for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, exactly.
Please don't start genociding Muslims there, please.
Yeah. Well, it shows, like, I mean, it's they kind of create this problem themselves, because I mean, they're they want to get that bag. They're capitalists. They're they're a business, but they also, like, them more than any other league, kind of associate themselves with woke culture and, like, try to kind of presented themselves as, like, the progressive league, and then now they're, like, fucking facing a situation where it's their money where they're put your money where your mouth is, and they're like, I don't know what to do, yeah.
I have issues with that, though, because I completely agree with you. At the same, and I've me and Brice, for the most part, have been on the Hong Kong protester side, while our resident tanky Phil has argued with us. But regardless of what's going on there, I am a little bit frustrated that it is the NBA's fault for propping themselves up to begin with, but it is giving a lot of fuel to, like, right-wing fucking Twitter people and Fox News people to be like, oh, so, like, you'll talk about black people getting killed in your own country, but you won't talk about the Hong Kong protests. Like, I don't understand that equivalency. It's just given people a reason to attack LeBron for saying anything up until this point, which I don't think there's been anything wrong with,
So we're not talking about Taco Tuesday anymore.
What is it?
Yeah, it's been an interesting off season for LeBron James. Just like
you know that the Chinese premiere of fucking Space Jam 2 is going to be lit as fuck.
oh yeah.
I wonder if they're going to have a Chinese angle in Space Jam 2, like all movies do these days. Or, like, it was like somehow, like, a lot of the action will move to China for some reason, and, like,
Yeah.
It's going to do the Transformers thing where it just opens up in China.
And they're like somehow China's involved now, okay?
Yeah.
They're like, they pay for this fucking movie, okay? Shut up.
The plot of Space Jam 2 is LeBron James and the Monstars wiping out Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I was going to say they go the totally opposite route, and despite not being a Looney Tunes character, Winnie the Pooh is there just to be provocative. Yeah.
No, I don't think I don't know what fucking studio now owns the rights of fucking Space Jam at this point, but I don't think no, they're too scared.
They don't have the capital for that. Yeah.
No, they're like, okay, do we give up China forever, or do we fucking not put Winnie the Pooh?
Wait, also, I just kind of something crossed my mind that I don't think I've really seen discussed at all. Like, Aladdin is like not like shoe polished dark like Trudeau did.
We discussed this a bit on our pod. We're like, what? Like, he could have just been like, I'm a light skinned Arab person.
Yeah, he could have just put on a turban.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like that's the whole thing of like the Aladdin movie, especially. Despite everybody else sounding like they're, the Disney version of Middle Eastern, which has its own fucking baggage. Fucking Aladdin sounds like he's from Wisconsin. You know? So, yeah, exactly. So Trudeau could have just said like, oh yeah, here's my, like the turban and all that would have been like offensive enough as is, but fucking come on, man.
Well, that's why his excuse is that he takes costumes too enthusiastically, like it was like, but he's like, I feel like this isn't enough. Like I need to do more. Like I'm like,
if he said cosplay, then we would all accept it as millennials, right? Cosplay enthusiasts.
Yeah, he was just doing a character, and like if he had done it at a convention, it would have been fine. We went from NBA to back to Trudeau and blackface because it is the funniest joke.
We can't not get around it because goddamn, like it can't be stressed enough. As much as like a fucking actual like child molester, like our leader of our country is, we don't have photograph evidence of it yet.
Well,
so it really can't be driven home enough how fucking funny the whole Trudeau thing is.
Well, I mean, it's especially funny because he was held up by like the mainstream liberal media almost internationally as like this pretty like this beautiful man that's that's like the like upholding like good values,
common sense,
in this wave of fascism, like it because his kind of rise was at the same time as like like fascism's rise, and it was like, oh, finally, we got a fucking
this drama teacher loser is gonna save us.
Yeah, this guy that's like born into wealth and power, and he was destiny. But then like it's like this the symbol that he represents, and then what does he gets like in trouble for doing like the most unwoke like thing that you could possibly do, and within a 24-hour period, not just like once, but like 3 times, like it's 3 cases. Like, so it's like, no, he didn't just do blackface. It's like he's addicted to blackface. He loves doing blackface.
Yeah, this guy has a chronic blackface issue.
It's a condition.
I need my pills. Oh no, I'm about to do blackface again. Someone help me.
He's off his meds and doing blackface.
Yeah, if this was really broader about, really getting too deeply into his cosplay outfits, like he'd have some flesh stapling, he'd have some like subdermal implants, he'd have like some serious body modifications going on. He'd be like, yeah, no, this is all just, part of my me cosplaying all these video game characters. Gamers rise up.
Gamers rise up. Gamers rise up.
Yo, speaking of gamers, just to go this NBA thing again, did you guys know that famous Gamergator Andrew Bogut is taking shots at LeBron James for this whole NBA China thing?
I did not. That, I mean,
chase
those headlines,
I have seen
Andrew.
those types, like kind of participating in this discourse, which is very funny because suddenly they care about LeBron being called slurs when meanwhile they've been doing the exact same thing since 2014.
Andrew Bogut of the Sydney Kings.
Yeah, and also I guess of Warriors fame every other season or whatever. He's
depending if Draymond gets hurt and or suspended.
Yeah, basically. Or I guess last year was because of Boogie or whatever. But anyways. A big Australian man is alt-right. Who knew?
Wow.
Wait, he had some great tweets. Protesting against police brutality in Melbourne is like protesting for less jumbo jets to be on highways.
I'm sorry.
Are you looking up his old tweets right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's he went full alt-right around Trump's election.
He said, highly regret that tweet. Did some research and shocked at the number of police shooting people in Melbourne. Apologies.
Also, the Dallas Mavericks tweeted at him around that time. It just says, "What are you doing, Andrew Bogut?"
You know that social media intern was like, "I'm going to show you guys what a real social media swish is. Watch this."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's going to pretty much do it for an episode, though. I mean, sorry that we went off the rails. We had a pretty awesome docket lined up, but I mean,
No, we were building our rails as we wrote them, which I think is really the best thing you can do on a podcast.
I think we focused on the most relevant topics to the group that we have here.
Yeah. Justin Trudeau fucking sucks, but he's hot.
Yeah,
That's a show right there. I mean, you
There
could
we
fucking
go.
make a fucking Netflix original out of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
there will be the Justin Trudeau blackface story.
Does Scarlett Johansson play Trudeau?
No, that's actually funny. Fuck off. That's good.
yeah, it's like, oh no,
Fucking-
Scarlett Johansson's going to play Justin Trudeau doing blackface. Oh, I mean, okay, I guess.
Yeah, there's enough layers there that it's short circuited my my woke.
Yeah, I'm still not sure I'm on board. Well, it's going to be in a film directed by Adam McKay, who did The Big Short. Oh, okay, fine. I guess we can all be okay with it then.
As I said that, by the way, Brice's girlfriend walked by and just shaked her head at me. Very aggressively.
Let's see here. So the one segment though that we do have left is we actually got a voicemail. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and play the voicemail now.
Hey, Dolphin Garagers. I'm just a simple laborer, and I gotta know, do y'all eat ass? Thanks.
Yeah, no. The official stance of this podcast is this is a pro ass eating podcast.
Well, you have to
yeah.
be. You have to be these days. But I myself I've put things in asses, but I have not myself tasted of the ass.
Partook of the.
I can't wait for that White Claw flavor to come out. Jesus.
I've not done a proper ass tasting. You know.
Do you guys remember that energy drink titled Pussy? By the way,
You remember the energy drink balls?
This is an American thing. We did not have that level of.
I'm pretty sure you can get no frills pussy
Ooh.
in a yellow label. Yeah,
I'm
I'm really stretching my bare minimum Canada knowledge here. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no. I mean, the
Scrolling
fact that
through
you know-
Wikipedia,
the fact-
famous Canadian
The fact that you know
things.
no frills is a pretty big thing because that's the most I mean, it's like it's a grocery store of if you live in the city and you can't afford your rent that you shop at.
Which who in Toronto can't afford their rent?
Housing prices are too high. Yeah, well, I mean, okay.
I'm gonna drive in from Mississauga, then shop at No Frills just to feel special.
Wow,
yeah.
you should come and do a fucking show here. You could drop that local, that local
Yeah, no,
flavor.
I'll fly up. Yeah.
Bo actually lives in Canada, but he's been lying to us this whole time about being Texan so that he will keep him on the podcast.
So he is
It's
doing
a long con with no payoff.
So he is doing Texas. He is doing Texas face then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here wearing a fucking Woody Toy Story mask.
Yeah.
It's
I'm wearing that, some cowboy boots, and nothing
Well,
else.
it's a
grimy
kink. You know,
Woody
it's a
one
kink.
piece.
Yeah.
It's a Woody one.
Why do you
piece.
think they call him Woody? Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
That
I think that about does it.
yeah, I think so too. So, well, fellas, what have you got to plug? What's coming up next in y'all's world?
Well, we're gonna have. Again, we're from the Drum Circle Jerk podcast. You can follow us on Twitter. It's DCJ Pod at DCJ Pod. You can also follow myself, Brice. I'm under this_is_Walmer. Eytan, you can say your fucking socials. Oh, it's like you did a weird one.
Yeah, my new Twitter handle is Eytan with 6 A's for the 6, the city we live in.
Nice. Yeah, the 6 Toronto. I get it.
Yeah.
416.
Yeah,
I know these references.
You're totally not from Toronto and are just naming things that exist here.
I'm actually like in y'all's basement right now. Not to be weird, but.
Fuck.
That happens with every guest we have, Bo. We say that we're going to do things over Discord. You don't have to fly out to there. This is not some Anthony Bourdain parts unknown level
why
bullshit.
do y'all think I'm so broke all the goddamn time?
We'll go for dinner later.
Okay, good.
But no, thank you guys for having us. We appreciate it. We
It was great having y'all on. Yeah.
we feel a little sunned. The podcast went off the rails as well, but you guys have a structure that reeled us in, and just wow, it's segments. Like holy shit.
Yeah, we're hoping we
Structure,
didn't.
schmuck.
Yeah, we're hoping we didn't derail your podcast and make it to whatever we do.
No. This is a much needed breather because, believe it or not, I somehow think there will be awful headlines next week enough for an episode. So
And by somehow, we mean it happens every week.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
Yeah. I guess the only things we got is, of course, everyone please check out our Discord, check out our Patreon, check us out on Twitch. We're doing the sports show on Mondays now because that's just going to work easier for everyone. And then the Rip and Video Games is going to be happening on Fridays, both of those 8 p.m. Central Time. So looking forward to meeting you lovely people on that. Looking forward to NBA season and looking forward to more blackface. Right, fellas? That's
Wonderful.
That's what it's all
Well,
about.
looking
what we
forward
need.
to is
More
strong.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I didn't say. Please follow. Also, Drum Circle Jerk Pod on SoundCloud. That's where we actually come out, and also on Apple Podcasts. Just to make people pay attention to us. But thank you again, fellas.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Deuces. Thanks for listening to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. Check out our link tree in the show notes so you can join our Discord, watch us on Twitch, and find our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Word of mouth is still the best way for us to bring this weird leftist show to as many people as we possibly can. So if you like the episode, please share it with someone. Anyone. Just one other person at your school or office or parole hearing who you think might like what we do. We trust your judgment. Go ahead and also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Dolphin Garage. Our music is provided by Amoeba Crew. Find them on Twitter at Amoeba Crew. You can find the link to their YouTube page in our episode description.